episode of IRBGamer for 2011, brought to you by IRBGamer.com, your source for news, reviews, contests, and more.
We got a lot of big things planned for you guys. Talking about starting off 2011, a lot of games are coming out. I'm sure you guys want to get them covered, so that's what we're here to do, and that's what we're going to do for you.
I mean, Rob, this is going to be an amazing year. Can you just picture this? We're only highlighting titles so far from the first quarter. I mean, so far you have Little Big Planet, but now you have Dead Space, available now in stores, as well as Breach, the Xbox Live Arcade game. And we're not highlighting it on this episode, but you still can get on your Xbox Live dashboard right now and download both Bulletstorm and Crysis 2. I mean, wow, what do you think about that?
Well, I have to say, Crysis 2 is one of the biggest games this year I'm looking forward to. And you was talking about Bulletstorm. That game looks pretty good too. As we know, Epic Games does some great games. I'm sure this one will be just as good as the Gears of War series and before.
True. And then on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, IRBGamer.com, we're going to be giving away 10 free copies of the first downloadable content for Call of Duty Black Ops entitled First Strike. I mean, where else can you get that? I mean, you might have a site here or there, maybe even Treyarch passing out some keys. But don't forget, IRBGamer.com will be kicking that off as well. Right now, though, we're going to get ready to kick off some reviews, starting off with Breach. Let's do it. Breach has finally made its way to Xbox Live Arcade. We got our first look at this amazing game at PAX East 2010. Well, some of you may remember a particular someone trying to breach the source code. Yeah, it was this game. Atomic Games have been working hard and still managed to pull off this game while still currently developing 6 Days of Fallujah. Breach is a great buy for only 1,200 Microsoft points. You're not going to get your hands on another legitimate combat title like this for a while in the arcade department. Everything about Breach is online based and made up of 6 match types: Infiltration, Convoy, Retrieval, Team Deathmatch, Sole Survivor, and Hardcore. You have the choice of creating your own game session, playing a quick match, or finding your own preference. While playing, you get to start off with 4 gun presets: Rifleman, Gunner, Sniper, and Support. There's also Recon, which can be unlocked through gaining XP. Achievements come along as well for every 100 kills per weapon loadout. I mean, one thing everyone cares about is experience points for each game session. Breach will provide this for you. You can check your kill-death ratio, current rank, and progression in XP for each weapon class, checking under stats. Your XP can also help you unlock perks. There are many types of perks and spy gadgets to unlock, like Dragon Skin, which gives you heavier armor, or Sticky Bombs, which of course sticks to anything it's thrown at, causing a huge explosion. Gameplay is memorable for many reasons. I mean, look at structure. You have the ability to completely destroy a building and walk right through it. That, my friends, is what made me enjoy Battlefield Bad Company and Medal of Honor. You can also plant or breach bombs against walls and blow your way in. When playing in certain game modes, this is beneficial. You can blow up bridges right under your opponents and watch them plummet to their death. I found it fun and more challenging while others had their complaints, but in some maps, during nighttime, you can barely see enemies. Even worse, you can't even tell the difference between your own teammates. Graphics wasn't 100% there, but more than sufficient for an Xbox Live Arcade game. As I said before, it looks and feels like Battlefield Bad Company or Medal of Honor, just a tad bit different. There's generally less texture on everything from trees to the cliffs, but as mentioned before, it's seriously up there to be only on Xbox Live and PC. Controls are fairly the same as all first-person shooters. The changes are when you want a knife, You're to use the left bumper, and other special grenades are used with the right bumper. Taking cover takes a bit of time to get used to, but it will be your friend in combat. Audio throughout gameplay is questionable. I personally missed having some type of music score in the background to support matches. It just dulled it a little bit for me. Most people like that anticipation and like the music to just get a little bit intense when they're really close in the moment. Unfortunately, all you hear is a lot of running around and shooting. We at IRBGamer give Breach a 4 out of 5.
There you are, Isaac. We've been waiting for you. Now it's your turn.
Right from the get-go, I can tell you that Dead Space 2 is going to be one of those games you're going to have to play this year and might potentially be in the running for Game of the Year 2011. Now, Dead Space 1, some of us have played that game, hopefully you have too. It's a really great third-person horror shooter, and this is a sequel that pretty much stays true to that, but takes it up to the next level. EA and Visceral have really done it this time. They brought out some new visuals as well as a new color scheme and amped up graphics for this time around. The gameplay is pretty much the same, as well as new weapons and new features, also new suits to cater to while you're playing the game. The events of Dead Space 2 kick off 3 years after what previously happened in Dead Space 1. Isaac finds himself on a human-made colony just off the surface of the moon near Saturn. Story-wise, Dead Space 2 has its moments, and it does have very good storytelling and a plot you can follow all the way through the game. As far as scare tactics go, a lot of things are unpredictable, but then again, a lot of things are predictable, but that's saying as you go along in the game, you'll get used to more what will happen and you can predict it yourself. And as far as the style's concerned, I can tell they probably got a lot of influences from other games, such as Fear 2 and maybe Doom 3, but at the same time, it does have its own kind of scares and its own sense of its being a Dead Space game. The gameplay feels solid and smooth, while I know some people said that Dead Space 1 felt very clunky and sometimes the controls were very blocky. But this time around, the game feels very smooth and very fluid. I can say for myself, even on PlayStation 3, it felt really good. You still have your store, you have your workbenches. You also, if you beat the game, you unlock new stuff, so you can keep the stuff you previously unlocked the next playthrough, which is really nice. This game is also very lengthy, so if you're in it for length, it should be good for your money. Especially I'm saying that playing on a normal difficulty, not counting the fact you might play it on Zealot, or you might play it on Hardcore, which in Hardcore mode, you can only have 3 saves, and as soon as you die, you respawn back and you save. It's crazy, it's impossible, you better look forward to it. I can only say with so much how many ways this game is perfect. If you enjoyed Dead Space 1, if it's even your favorite game, this is definitely a pickup for you because it tops Dead Space 1 and everything it ever did. Like I said, with the environments, just so varied and so great, different kind of color variations, as well as the brutal gameplay, on top of the multiplayer that's now been added. It feels like Left 4 Dead, except with necromorphs and that good old Dead Space spinoff. This game easily deserves a 5 from us, and I'm not just saying that because, you know, it's Dead Space, blah blah blah. It's because the game actually is one of those that's going to be top dog for 2011, and I don't see many games beating this. I mean, what, Uncharted 3? Maybe that might beat it, but of course that's Uncharted. But a lot of games coming out this year, this is going to be one of those to play, and you certainly need to pick it up. Do not miss this game.
Make sure, guys, that you're following us on Twitter at IRBGamer and on Facebook.com. Just go on Facebook and you just search for us, IRBGamer. I'm BJ Platinum.